watch me. Dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. Yeah, we got everything we need right here.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my homemade red velvet heart-shaped cakes or truffles. These are so delicious and I love making truffles, so I wanted to make something that was perfect for Valentine's Day. Before we hop into this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. Start by following the instructions to your favorite boxed red velvet cake using either a hand or a stand mixer. I'll be baking the cake in a 9x13 pan, however, you can use 2 cake rounds for this as well. After the cake has finished baking, let it cool completely before moving on to the next step. Next, crumble up the cooled cake into a large bowl. For this recipe, I used pre-made cream cheese frosting, but to cut down on the sweetness, opt for real cream cheese. It will really cut down on the sweetness if you're not into that. Add about 1 cup of frosting or cream cheese and combine using a wooden spoon. You can also use a stand mixer for this step. Mix it for about 5 minutes, and your mixture is perfect when you can form it into a ball and it will hold its shape. Be careful of adding in too much frosting. It may seem dry at first, but it will take the cake a little bit of time to absorb the mixture. So a little tip is to add a little bit of frosting, let it set for about 3 or 5 minutes, and then come back and see if you need to add a little bit more frosting. Your cake should be smooth but stiff, kind of like cookie dough consistency. Once the dough is ready, roll into a 1-inch ball and using the palm of your hand, flatten the dough on top, which will flatten the dough on the bottom, and then use your fingers to flatten the sides into a square. Now using a knife or a baking spatula, cut the sides into a V. This should give you a triangle shape, and then using the knife, cut a small V on the top. Place on a parchment-lined baking sheet and set in the freezer for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. This will allow the cake to harden up and prevent cracking or lifting during the dipping process. Now let's melt the chocolate coating. I prefer to use candy melt whenever I make truffles because they are super easy to use. You can get them at most craft stores and they are already colored for you. I'll be using pink, red, and white, and I'll have the exact ones that I'm using today linked down below. Working 1 cup of color at a time, this is very important. I place the chocolate in a small bowl and pop them in the microwave about 20 seconds at a time. Make sure you're following the directions on your chocolate candy. Take the truffles out of the fridge and using a fork, dip the truffle into the chocolate. Using a spoon, ensure the tops and the sides are fully covered. Next, lift the truffle up and tap against the edge of the bowl or give it a good quick shake. This will remove any excess chocolate, pop air bubbles, and ensure the chocolate is smooth. Transfer to a lined baking sheet, immediately top with your favorite sprinkles and decor, and I'll leave the ones that I'm using down below. To ensure you have perfect truffles, make sure you keep the truffles cold. So if you're working very slowly, pop your other truffles back into the freezer until you're ready to move on to your next color. You can do this by setting them back in the fridge. This will ensure that they hold their shape when dipping into the melted chocolate. Additionally, parchment paper is the way to go. Whenever I make truffles, I always use parchment paper to set, but for some strange reason in this video, I pulled out a wire rack and it works, but it doesn't work that great. After you have covered as many truffles as possible into your 1 color, go ahead and begin melting your 2nd color and your 3rd color until you are done with all of your truffles. Once you're done with all of your color, you can pop these back into the refrigerator, let them set for about 30 minutes, and then your truffles are ready to eat. You can keep them in the fridge for a few days in a airtight container, or you can pop them into a freezer for about a week or 2. And that is the end of this video. Like I said, it was super easy and fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you in a couple of days in a brand new video. Bye!